Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking you through my All the World sAPage TBR. Now, All the World sAPage is a readathon run by Olivia-Savannah over at Olivia's Catastrophe for the entirety of April, and this is the first time that I'm going to be taking part. I knew about this last year and I think I was doing something in April which meant I couldn't take part, unfortunately. But I like Shakespeare. I wouldn't say I am a massive fan, but there are Shakespeare plays I absolutely love. I grew up going to Shakespeare with my family and I love it, and I live really close to Stratford, Stratford-upon-Avon, which is obviously Shakespeare's birthplace, so hopefully I'll be able to go there and do some readings in Stratford, because why not? I am going to be taking part with Team Tragedy, which Olivia-Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe is the host for, because those plays are the plays that I have most enjoyed. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the prompts are. So the first prompt is Titus Andromedus, which is a family-themed book. For this one, I'm going to read one that has been on my TBR for, well, since it came out, essentially. And that is going to be Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Now, I know that this is a retelling of, like, Shakespeare's family life without Shakespeare ever being named, which is super interesting. It's all about his family, it's all about his son and his wife, and I'm really excited to get to this. Next up is Romeo and Juliet, a hyped book. And for this one, I'm going to read something else that came out last year, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And this is a dark academia, and I know that it's based around like Shakespeare and Shakespearean stuff. I know it was on loads of people's Gothtobers TBRs last year. It just looks so interesting and I can't wait. The next one is Julius Caesar, Stab in the Fields, which really makes me laugh. But for this one, I'm going to choose Until the End by Derek Landy, which is of course the 15th and final book of the Skullduggery Pleasant series. I know this is either going to really hurt or it's going to make me really happy. I don't think it's going to be in between, and it's probably going to make me really sad, and I'm probably going to cry, so I think it is absolutely perfect for this prompt. Next up is Hamlet, which is a long read, and I'm actually going to read The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is actually Hannah from the DM's copy, but it's on my Lord of the Rings shelf. I need to read this before the new show comes out. I need to remind myself of this lore. I kind of reread Lord of the Rings every single year anyway, and it's time. I read The Hobbit back in January. I'm ready now to pick up Lord of the Rings, and hopefully I'll be doing one of these once a month. But it fits for a long read. I mean, technically it's not that long, but it is pretty long. And that's going to be my long read. Next is Othello, which is read a book by a black author, and I'm going to read Luster by Raven Liliani. And again, I don't know anything about this one. I know that it's literary fiction, and Hannah really wants to know what I think of it, and I'm kind of scared, but I'm also really excited. Macbeth is a short read, and for this one I've chosen a graphic novel, and I'm going to be reading Isola, Chapter 1 by Brendan Fletcher and Carl Kerschel. This is a sci-fi. That's all I can really tell you, but it's kind of cool. Like, the art style looks amazing, so we'll see what I think of it, but it definitely counts as a short read. Graphic novels I generally get through within like an hour, a couple of hours, one sitting kind of deal, so. Next is Coriolanus, recommended to you, and I've used this as an opportunity to choose one of my Waypoint Books Full Moon book box recommendations, because Hannah does a bespoke recommendation service, so you get one surprise book that she's chosen for you if you take the Full Moon books. And ages ago she put in The Black Hawks by David Wag, I'll go with that. This is a fantasy floppy paperback again, but it's a fantasy. It looks like it's going to be about a group of ragtag bandits, I think. I don't know, but it looks very fun, so I'm going to choose this one for my recommended to you book, because why not? There's also a prompt which is a problem, and this one is a happy ending, and I think this will have a happy ending, but I'm going to read The Girl Who Fell I'm going to read The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, and this is not my copy. This is Waypoint Books' copy, because my Fairy edition hasn't arrived yet, but I think this is stunning regardless, and I've been trying to convince Hannah to sell this to me, but I'm going to wait until I have my copy. But I think this will have a happy ending. It's got Spirited Away vibes. It's based on Korean mythology, Korean folklore, and it just looks so flippin' pretty, and these colours are just so I think this one will have a a happy ending. The next one is King Lear, which is an audiobook, and I'm doubling up on a prompt here, and I'm going to listen to Fellowship of the Ring because I have the Andy Serkis audiobooks and they're so good. So I'm going to take the opportunity to listen to it. I may read along like in the evenings, maybe, possibly, but it's probably going to be while I'm working. That's what I will listen to. And then the last book is Antony and Cleopatra, and that's Writing Style You Like. And I am choosing to start a new series by two authors that I loved their previous series. And that's going to be Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I loved Illuminae, that whole trilogy, so I have high hopes for this one. This is a sci-fi. That's probably about all I know about it, but if I see Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff writing together, instant buy. So that is my All the World's a Page TBR, and I'm really, really excited. And I can't wait for all the shenanigans that are going to happen. There we are. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment if you've read any of these books, if you're excited for me to get to any of them. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.